Good morning, class 8. So, we are discussing the chapter that is Getting Future Ready, and in the last class, we have discussed about the humanoid robots, about Sophia, and today we'll be discussing one more part from this text, that is a ticket to space. So, before I proceed, I would like to ask you, what is space fiction? Space fiction or science fiction is a genre of speculative fiction that typically deals with imaginative and futuristic concepts, right? So this kind of fiction, this kind of story typically deals with imaginative and futuristic concepts such as advanced science and technology, space exploration, time travel, parallel universes, and so on. And it had been called the literature of ideas, right? And often explored the potential consequences of scientific, social, and technological innovations. This is called space fiction. Now, talking about astronaut. Astronaut is what? Astronaut or cosmonaut is a person trained by a human spaceflight program to command, pilot, or serve as a crew member of a spacecraft. Although generally reserved for professional space travelers, the terms are sometimes applied to anyone who travels into space, including scientists, politicians, journalists, and tourists. Now, tourists are going to the space, so we can call them astronauts. So some astronauts are like Neil Armstrong, who visited moon for the first time, right? Then Kalpana Chawla from India. So here in this text, human being. Here in the text is talking about the astronauts, about the space, the spacecraft, right? And we know human beings are always curious to see the unseen and to know the unknown, and for that they have been fascinated by outer space. So here in this chapter we'll be discussing about some of the space travelers who have visited space. Okay, let's start. Are you an avid reader of space fiction? So I have already told you about space fiction. Have you ever imbibed astronauts or wished to travel in space? Imbibed means, have you ever thought about astronaut or wished to travel in space in your dream? Or your space dreams and intergalactic fantasies may soon come true. Intergalactic fantasies mean imaginary travels between galaxies. Intergalactic. Humans have always been fascinated by outer space, and travel into space has been limited to astronauts, and private space travel for pleasure was unheard of until now. So, as I told you, we human beings are always curious to see the unseen, and we're always curious to know the unknown. So we we are always fascinated by the outer space. So in December 1990, Japanese TV journalist Tohiro Akiyama went into space as a part of the first commercial space flight. So in December 1990, before that many astronauts had gone to the space, but in 1990 Japanese TV journalist, so being a journalist, he is the first person to visit space. Okay, he is a Japanese TV journalist, Tokyo Oriyama, went into space as a part of the first commercial space flight, and he gave live reports from a week from the Mir space station. However, the first amateur to pay for a flight into space was Denis Tito. But before that, before him, the first amateur to pay for the flight into space was Denis Tito, a US engineer and businessman. So he has paid the fees to travel space. And who is he? He is Denis Tito, a US engineer and businessman. And he became the first space tourist or citizen explorer by visiting the International Space Station, ISS, the short form of International Space Station, for 7 days in 2001. So Denis Tito was the first person to visit space as a tourist or as a citizen explorer for 7 days in 2001. Now, between 2001 and 2009, 6 more people bought a passage to space. One of them, Charles Simeoni, even went twice. So, between 2001 to 2009, 6 more people went to the space. And one of them is Charles Simeoni. Charles Simoini. And even he went for twice. Between 2003 and 4, 2 individuals breached the Earth's atmosphere and entered outer space in an experimental spacecraft. And several space tourism companies have been formed since then. So for travel, so this is one kind of tourism, right? So many companies had invested money onto that space tourism. Several space tourism companies have been formed since then, and with an aim to facilitate private space exploration for a hefty fee. Hefty fee is a huge amount of fee you have to pay. So these stories, space tourism become commercial now. Okay. Civilian space programs offering zero gravity space flight and short duration spacewalk are already being offered. So if you have money, you can get these kind of things, that you can walk in zero gravity in space flight, or you can get a short duration spacewalk. Perhaps by the time you grow up, space plane may become as common as buses, and a trip to Mars may become quite affordable. So now the writer is hoping in the coming future we may become then space plane may become as common as buses, like taxis. The scientists can make space planes, and we can get a trip to Mars, and it will be quite affordable. And the writer hoping that you may even be able to fly to the moon and back for a holiday. And if you want to spend a weekend or spend a summer vacation or winter vacation, then you can even able to fly to moon to spend your holidays or vacation. So see, these are imagination, these are science fiction. So the writer is hoping, right? And I don't think this is not impossible nowadays. It can be possible, right? So this is the text all about. Please go through the text, and please go through the PDF also. And in page number 38, there are a few questions like, what makes a driverless car safer than a car given by a person? These are very important questions. See, a driverless car has several inbuilt systems and software that are programmed to sense the environment and operate safely on the road. And such car can see, feel, sense and monitor, which can help it reduce the number of traffic violations and accidents. And it is expected to drive, navigate and act on reflexes while on the road, just like a human driver, but more accurately. That's why a driverless car makes us safer than a car driven by a person. List all the features that make Sophia a humanoid. So Sophia can display more than 50 facial expressions, intimate several human gestures, hold a simple conversation. She has functional legs too and can walk like us. And the use of Fraber gives Sophia's face a lifelike appearance. And computer algorithms and artificial intelligence allow her to recognize faces and voices, maintain eye contact, and process human speech. Now, question number 3. What are the signs that space tourism is generally popularity? Tourism is gaining popularity. So, between 1990 to 2009, 8 people went into space as a tourist, and there have been a few commercial space flight and experimental space planes in the same period of time. And several space tourism companies have been formed since then with an aim to facilitate private space exploration for a hefty fee. And civilian space programs offering zero gravity space flight and short duration spacewalks are already being offered. Right. So these are the signs that space tourism is gaining popularity. Right. So please read the PDF. There you will find the answer of these 3 questions. And please go through the text.